Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Abhay, for these wonderful recitations. May I now kindly invite the special guest at the ceremony, His Excellency Ambassador of India to Nepal, Sri Ranjit Sir, to share a few words with us.
Your Excellency, Right Honorable the Vice President of Nepal, Shri Paramanand Jhaji, my colleague, and as you have named him, poet-diplomat Abhay Kumar, Professor Abhi Subedi, Chancellor Sarupatji, Kishore Nepalji, Your Excellencies, the ambassadors of Russia, the ambassador of Brazil, former ministers, former ambassadors, poets, and dear friends. I must confess to not having read the Nepali version of the book, but I have read the English version. And if I were to use one word to characterize the poetry, the publication, the beautiful impressions of Kathmandu, I would use the term elegance. The brevity of the language captures the vividness and the color of Nepal. So if you can paint in words, then I think this is what Abhay has achieved. So it's a wonderful effort, and I've seen the book on Delhi that he has also produced. Beautiful, brief writing, and captures the essence of the city. So many congratulations. And I think we have somebody who's going to excel not only in his chosen profession, but in his hobby, in his passion, if I might say so. And I think he's following a very illustrious line of colleagues, not only in the Indian diplomatic service, but abroad. Many of you may not know, and some of you may, that Octavio Paz was the Mexican ambassador in Delhi at one time in the early 60s. And there have been great diplomat writers, diplomat poets from many countries. Harold Nicholson, whose books on diplomacy we all study. Lawrence Durrell. So there are, great people who have had a life beyond work. And I think that's something that all of us need to ponder on. We are all so completely absorbed in what we do as a profession that we miss out on the finer things of life. In our own service, in the Indian Foreign Service, we have a very talented group of people who have excelled in their professions, but have also excelled in other fields, notably in the field of writing, mainly prose, but also poetry. And some of them have gone on to produce bestsellers, not only Indian bestsellers, but international bestsellers that have been converted into Hollywood films, which have won Oscars. So I'm delighted that Abhay is joining the company of a very illustrious group of colleagues in our service. And as some of you may know, he will be leaving us soon. He's going to our mission in London. He's going to head the Nehru Cultural Centre in London, which is actually one of our most important cultural posts in the world. And he's been specially selected for this job. I think it's very much in line with his own temperament and interests. So I'm sure he'll be very successful and replicate in many ways the good work that has been done in Nepal. The library, the Nepal Bharat Maitri Library, which I think most of you have been to, has been transformed into a center for many other activities. And I think it's really a wonderful way in utilizing the assets that we have and organizing so many major cultural activities around the library. So congratulations again, Abhay, for all that you've done. Of course, not only to improve India's image in Nepal, which you do as a profession, but also in terms of capturing the spirit of Nepal and not only presenting it to a wider audience, but also to the people of Nepal themselves. And I'm sure they'll all be very interested in reading about the impressions that a foreigner goes back with after living in your beautiful country for what, 3 years? 3 years or perhaps a little more. So once again, many congratulations, and I hope you carry on your work, not only professional work, but your work as a poet.